Welcome to Video Editing for Beginners, and today we are going to be editing using our desktop and also CapCut, which is a free app. And I'm going to jump straight into this. So if we haven't met, I'm Deb Szabo, and I love CapCut. Can I just say, I have used many different programs in the past before, and one of the reasons why I actually switched to CapCut last year was because I've used many different apps over the years on my phone, and I've used many different desktop programs over the years. I was using the Pro version, which is Premiere Pro, Adobe's program, and it is quite a complicated program to learn, and it's what professional like videographers and cinematographers use. So it has all the bells and whistles, but it's not as quick and easy and intuitive. So when I was teaching our Content Catalyst members video editing as part of our monthly sessions, I wanted something that one could go across all devices, as in if you're on your phone, you could use it on an Android or Mac, or iPhone rather, and also on your computer, whether you had a Mac or a PC. And a lot of programs you'll see can do one or the other or this or that. But not all of them. And the other thing that I really like about CapCut is that it has a really good basic free option. Once you start getting up into more complex editing, it obviously has pro features, and it's $15 a month, and it is so worth the investment out of everything that I invest in as far as my tech stack goes. Perplexity AI and CapCut and Canva are my three go-to must-have techs. Okay, so if you haven't already downloaded the app, you can use that QR code there and go straight over to the website and download it for free. It doesn't take too long to install, and then just double click on it. Now, I have a Mac, and what you'll see when you have the both apps on your desktop, you'll actually see one that says CapCut Web and then one that says CapCut. And one of the things to note is we're going to be working in the desktop version, and I will explain the difference between the two of these. So one of the things, as I was mentioning, I really love about CapCut is the ability to synchronize data between the two devices. So your phone, you can actually film something on your phone, upload it into CapCut, and then you can share it into the space. It's what we call space. And then you can open it on your desktop for further editing. And I'll often do that sometimes if I want to do extra bells and whistles on editing. So that is one of the things. So just to, before we jump into getting familiar with the app, when you go in, CapCut has two options that you can use on your desktop. One is the browser, which is this one over here, and you literally will use your tab on your browser, and you can edit from here. You'll readily see a lot of the templates on here as well, but one of the things why I don't use this is because over on the desktop feature, there's actually a lot more effects that I can access in here. And the other thing, it's quicker because it's not having to upload into your browser and then download. So that is the main difference between the two of them. And that's why today we are going to use our desktop version. Just a couple of other things why I love CapCut. If anyone uses Loom here to actually like screen share things, CapCut has actually got a screen recorder Chrome extension. I have it on the top here, and anytime I want to do a share screen, it's free as well, and it's really, really easy to use. So you can actually go up here and install that Chrome extension, and I can do just talking head video. So I can just use it as a filming program on my desktop, or I can do a share screen, or I can just do a screen. So that is just something really another benefit if you happen to use Loom to demonstrate things. And then if I was wanting to then share that, I can then share a link to demonstrate what I just showed to somebody, or I can download it and edit it. So it's just something to note that it does do as well. The other thing I really love about this is that it has a long form video editor, and with a click of a button, you can upload your video podcast and it will actually make short clips for you. So if you're using another program, I know like things like Descript and things like that, Opus Clip and whatever makes short clips. So does CapCut. And so you can actually use this in here, and with a click of a button, you just upload your video that you want, and you can just see which version, like whether you want it under 60 seconds or auto or like over 3 minutes. So it gives you all the options to actually edit your clips. And then if you want to further edit, you can actually open up that particular video, play it, and it will and you can edit the captions and even the clip itself. And it will also actually give you a ranking of the clip. So it will say things like, this one's got a good hook on it, or this one's keyword savvy. So it's just another bonus of why I love I play a lot around with tech and experiment a lot, and it can be a really costly investment, especially with AI that I like to experiment with at the moment. So I like to consolidate as many of my subscriptions as I possibly can. So the more I can get out of one program, the better it is for me. So at the moment, I can replace Loom, and I can replace like Descript, and I can, so Opus Clip is another one. So there are some of the things of why I love CapCut. Now, the other thing as well is in CapCut, you can also set up your brand kit. So inside CapCut, inside Content Catalyst membership, I do a video editing session each month. And yesterday we actually went through the video on we went through the session of how to set up your brand kit and how to save text, stickers and music, videos, end screens. There is so much in there, even color adjustments, music. Everything can be set up as your brand kit. So I love that, because this month we're working on our signature series, which when it comes to marketing, it's all about having that memorable and recognizable brand. And by setting up your brand kit, you will be able to achieve that and have that consistent look. All right, so I'm going to open up CapCut now, and we are going to jump in. When you go to CapCut, I'm just going to do my list view. So this is what it looks like on your desktop. So let's just start here. So these are all my files at the moment. And you can see I've got quite a few that are my working files. I say that they're my working files, and they're stored on my home section. Over here is what we call our spaces, and our spaces are essentially the cloud where you can store your brand kit and any presets, and also any of your templates that you have for it, like your logo and your fonts and your music and things like that. So if I go over to spaces, this is also where on my phone, if I had a video on my phone, I can upload it to my space and I will find it over here. And so like this video, for example, I uploaded from my phone, and then I could access it from here. You can see I've got a podcast folder. So for example, when I record my video podcast, I'll put it in here. So then my VA can come and grab it and download it and edit it from here. So that's another option as well. So you can see here, there is a brand kit, and we're not going to set up our brand kit today, but I'm going to show you where it is. And so for your brand kit, you can actually upload things like your end screen for your podcast. You might have, when you're doing short clips for your videos, say you're in launch mode and you are promoting, a webinar or an offer or anything. At the end of the video, it's really handy to actually just put on your end screen of the call to action. So what you want to do and that consistent branding with it. So for example, Bernadette's here. She's a real estate agent. I would just literally have comment, house, and they'll get a calendar link to set up a viewing, for example. So and I do those in Canva. So I do all my my end screens and things and my thumbnails all in Canva. You can see here I've got a thumbnail here. So when I do a video, I will and I make a video podcast, you'll often see on I'll have like the thumbnail of it over my head, and it'll have watch the full episode on YouTube or listen to the full episode on the podcast on the short clip as well. So that's something that you can do. You can upload your fonts, your backgrounds, your music, and all your text presets, your color adjustments, which is what we call LUTs, and of course your branding colors. So that's that side of things. Now, this is where, again, like I said, this is storage, and you can share that between your team as well. So then we come up to templates. Bernadette, you mentioned your templates. You will find all of your CapCut templates in here. A lot of these are designed, well, they actually all are designed for social media clips. If you like to use memes and things like that, that's where you'll find them in here. But for today, we are going to create our own video, not other people's. Now, you'll also see here in this screen the long form to short form maker, and you can see I can import my Google Drive, Dropbox from my space, or I can upload from my computer, and that's all you need to do for that. I'll just get out of there for a sec. Okay, and then the other thing that's really cool about with CapCut, it has a lot of AI features, which will give you really quick ways of creating videos. Now, like with everything with AI, it's not great at the moment. They are getting better as every week goes on. And I say when they're not great, there's actually some really good stuff. But again, if you're in America and you're happy with American accents, it's more focused for that. There's actually a feature I was playing with the other day where I can actually record my own voice and train it. It still sounded American at the moment, and I think that'll just get better because it's in beta at the moment. But what I love about that is I can actually record my own avatar, and I can then type in my script, copy and paste in my script, and it'll generate the video. So that's just another thing that CapCut offers. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to create a new project. So when you go in, this is what you're going to be working in. Now, the wonderful thing about this is that when you learn the basics of editing on a desktop, this is pretty much what a lot of other interfaces look like. So if you went over to iMovie, or you went over to Rush, or you went over to another program, they all pretty much look very similar as in the interface. So I want to just take you for a tour here right now. This is essentially, think of this as your folder of your library. So this is where you're going to import all of your content. Now, what I always recommend is when you are starting to create content is you build up a content library, say of B-roll, and that way when you go to edit your videos, it just makes it easier to access when you need to pull in content. So we're going to import a video right now. So I'm going to go up and I am going to grab I'm just going to put that in there. This is an edited video I've already done. Actually, you know what we'll do? Let's grab a raw video that I did the other day. So I need to just grab a desktop documents. I've got to remember where I file some things when I do it. There it is. Great. Okay, import. Okay, so this is a video that I recorded, and literally all I'm going to do is import the video and drag it down on the timeline. So this is why I love CapCut, because it's very intuitive and it's very easy to drag and drop things. So just to recap, you go up to the plus sign here to import. And let's say I've also got like some end screens as well. And say end screens are like, there we go. Let's do that one. So that's just my thumbnail that I created in Canva. So I might even drag that on for the on the end there, for example. So anything that you want to import in, if I had music or I had other clips, I can import that in there. All right. So any of your files, you want to put this in here. And then what we want is we're going to start to edit here. So this is what we call our timeline. And for anyone that's brand new to editing, this is essentially our playhead. So you can see that I can literally drag that across the line here, and I can scrub through the video really quickly. So that is the basics of here. Remember, today is all about giving you a tour of the program, and I'm going to show you where all the features live, and then I'm going to show you how that you can edit this video. Now you can see here that this is quite squished up and I can't really see that at the moment. So what I want to do is I actually want to zoom in. So if you come over to this right side over here, and if you do have a video, and you can actually do this with me, it'll make it a lot easier for you to remember as well. So open up your desktop if you've got a second screen, and you can actually do this with me. So click on your plus sign here, and then you can see that the more I zoom in, the more I can see the timeline. Now, one of the things that is really handy to do when you're editing is you want to edit based on the sound. And so what I can see here, this is the video of it, but you can see down here, this is the actual audio. And I want to make that bigger so I can edit out of that. So all of a sudden, just hover there and you can see it's got a little arrow like that. You want to drag it down. One of the things when you use the phone app, you can't see the audio waves and it makes it harder. So Bernadette, when you were talking before about it's really fiddly, it is really fiddly and it takes so much longer on your phone if you are trying to time it so you cut off. Remember when we're creating content, we want to cut out as much dead space as possible. A lot of the time when I see videos is that, and I'm going to high five anyone that just starts making videos, because if you never make videos, that's always a done is better than perfect. But as we get better, we want to improve our editing skills, which improves our engagement. So if you're at ground zero and you're not making any videos now, just doing videos is like tick. And that's why I always say Instagram stories is such a great place to just start practicing being on camera. The more you do it though, the more I want you to then level up your videos. So what we want to do is we actually want to edit out as much dead space as possible. And when you edit on your phone, it makes it harder to be able to get that, starting point right where you want it. So this is why I like editing in here. Now you can see here, see how there's nothing on that line? And then all of a sudden there's there. I know that I've obviously said something and that's like, okay, take two. So then I'm going to go over to here and then I'm like, oh, actually I must have started something. Okay, let's have a listen. CapCut editing on your desktop. Let's install the program, and I'm going to show you the difference between the two versions. There is a browser version and there's also the desktop app. So let's jump in. Okay, so that's okay. That wasn't a take two, but generally I know when I've got blank space, I've probably gone, yep, that's another take. So now we want to cut the beginning of it and we want to cut out that dead space straight after it. So to edit now, what we want to do is split the clip. So when we go to split the clip, we actually want to come over to here and you can see here there's got a delete left and a delete right. What I encourage you to do when you're starting is just to use this button here. This is the split clip. Okay, so I'm going to start at the beginning and I'm going to put my playhead right at the beginning when that wave starts. Okay, and if I was on my phone, I'd have to like wait until I could see my mouth move. But when you edit on your computer, you can get much more precise really, really quickly. So I'm going to press split and then I'm going to click on that front clip and then I'm going to press delete and then it'll magically just pull it all up the top. Okay, now I can see I've got this dead air, and that's because when I was recording this video, I was literally coming up here and about to share my screen. So I don't need that. So I'm literally going to drag my playhead right after it and I'm going to go split. And I'm going to now drag this right over here. Now for anyone, when you start to edit a lot, you'll notice your intonations when you talk. I have this habit when I do podcasts, for example, I'll take a breath and I'll go like that. And I can see that on my audio wave. And you can see it right here. See that little bump there? I know. So I'm actually going to start my clip right here. I'm going to clip. I'm going to click on that middle clip. I'm going to press delete and it will magnetically pull that clip forward. So that is essentially what we do when we want to clip our clips. I can see there's more dead air here as well. So I didn't even need to listen to this. I can already go up and just like drag it there. I know that that's dead air. Okay. And I can see that there's some more dead air there. And that might be, yep. I'm not talking, so I would actually clip that out as well. So that's how we edit our videos. Now, one of the things that we want to do is, you know, when you see videos of people talking, and I'll come back to here. This is me talking, and this is the main play, like this is the what we call the A roll. So this is the main part that you're editing. When you see me talking, and you'll see this on social media, you'll see this on TV, you'll see this in movies where somebody's talking and then all of a sudden there's movement and they're showing something. That's called B-roll. And so what we want to do is we can actually grab this clip here and I can drag it and I can just put it on top of the clip. And so now when I'm talking, you will see this. And I'm going to show you the difference between the two versions. There is a browser version and there's also... Okay, so that is how you add your B-roll. Again, so simple. Now, I might actually grab... where is it? There we go. I think I've got a clip on here to show it. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I want to get some of that. So I'm actually just going to... and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go back up to here. And I'm going to paste it on top. Everything is literally copy and paste and clip. And that is the beautiful thing about that. So now when I'm talking about this, you can go. Now you can see that that actually has me talking. And all I want to do is I want to silence. So sometimes when you are adding B-roll onto clips, you've got audio talking on top of it. You can just get this, see that bar? I just drag it down. Super simple. So that's how you just silence it really quickly. But if I wanted to do it, I can just come up to audio and I can adjust the sound up here as well. But the easiest way is just to come over to this clip and drag it down. So now when I'm talking, this is all the program, and I'm going to show you the difference between the two versions. There is a browser. Okay, so when I say browser, that's where I want my B-roll clip. The browser version, and there's... Okay, and then I don't want all of that. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to get the desktop version, which is what I was talking about. I'm just doing a really quick edit here. I know I've got clips of it already. Now, sometimes when you're editing and you're like, where did my playhead go? Come up here to the little ruler and the magnifying glass, click it, and it'll just smush everything back in. And that's all you need to do. And then I'm going to go up. Oh, yeah, there's the desktop version. So all I'm doing here is I'm splitting a bit of the clip. I'm highlighting it. I'm pressing Command C because I've got a Mac. So to copy it. And I'm actually going to pull it back in. And I'm actually going to paste. And I'll just literally paste that down. I'm going to turn the volume down again. And now it should go like this. There's a browser version and there's also the desktop app. So yeah, let's make that a bit longer. And there's also the desktop app. So let's jump in. So when you have content on your timeline, you can put images and you can also put videos. So that is just one thing to note. So this is an image and these are videos. So obviously video, when you do something, it's going to hold people's attention more if it's animated. All right, so now we've got our main clip. We know how to edit. We know how to add B-roll. We know how to turn the volume down on B-roll. These along here, I just want to quickly explain. You can actually get a transcription of what I've said. So if I run this and click it, it will actually edit out all the ums and ahs out of it for you automatically. So it will transcribe that video for me. And as it's transcribing, again, you can automatically remove it. Oh, hang on, I've clicked on the wrong clip. Sorry, I need to click on that one. When you transcribe, you need to transcribe the whole clip. Okay, I've actually gone on the wrong clip. Sorry, guys. Click off, transcribe. So what I recommend when you do that is before you start editing, transcribe it. I generally don't edit like this because unlike Premiere Pro, I can't edit while I do it, and I like more precise editing. What you'll find, and I've used Riverside, I've used Descript, I've used quite a few of those magic editors, and what I find is they generally will clip out the wording of me. They're not quite precise. So that's why I don't use them. What I tend to do is I will see the words, I can show you the words up, but I would actually just rather edit on the audio wave. You'll get much more precise editing. Okay, so just so you know, along here, that's your undo button. If you go, oh no, I've buggered up, you want your split button. These things here, that's your freeze frame. I'm not going to get into that now, but if you wanted to freeze a clip, that's more advanced editing. If you want to flip it, so if I wanted to actually flip that, there you go, I can actually flip it. And you can rotate it. So everything is like accessible in here, but the main things I want you to think about, get all your clips up here, drag them onto your timeline, take out the dead air, use your audio wave as much as possible, and that will give you a really good basic edit. Now, you can see here that this video is actually in horizontal. So this is a video I filmed specifically for YouTube. What I want to do is I actually want to use that for social media. And so we need to resize that for social media size. So what I often do, and I did it with this one, is I actually edited this all up and then I saved the clip. I went in and duplicated this clip and made a social media version of it. So to resize this, I would come in here to the, see here it's got ratio. You can go straight down. So 16:9 is horizontal. So think your website, YouTube. 16, where is it? There we go. 9:16 is the other way. And so that's our vertical videos. So if I click on that, you can see here now that it has resized the window here, but you can see the actual clip itself is still in the smaller shape. So we have to resize that. So what I recommend is that if you are importing a horizontal clip, I actually recommend before you start trimming it all up is to resize it while it's in one long clip. So for those that know, I know that it's 316. That's so what I just did then is I've just gone over and scaled it. So if I come back over to here, that's where it was before. So that's what it'll import as. But I can just go over and I can actually do it manually. So I can just drag. Remember, everything's drag here and go in and out and in and out. Okay, so I can come up to here. Remember my B-roll that I put on and I had it over the screen before? If I want it to take up all the room of the screen as I've overlaid it, or sometimes I just want to put it behind me or in front of me here, so I could actually just resize that, as in click on your B-roll. And again, you can make it big or small. And then you've got your scaling over here. So the next window that I'm going to tell you where all the goodies lie to now edit things is over on this side of here. So before we get to here, I'm going to just show you what this stuff does up here first. So this is to import your content. You can see I've got my imports and my presets and my spaces. So when you set up your brand kit, all your brand kit stuff is in here. And your brand assets. So anything I've got saved is in here. Audio. So CapCut and especially the Pro version, has actually got a really good music library in here. If we're using music for social media, I'm going to use the trending music of the app because the apps like it. But if I was doing something for my website, and just say I had a sales video on my website and I just want to put some like lovely music underneath, it just gives it a bit of atmosphere. Remember, when you have any music underneath you talking, make sure the volume is right down, like right down. It should be at 1. And same when you are putting trending music on your videos for social media, like make sure they're at 1, the volume. So I can go up here and I've got music and I've got sound effects. These are probably the 2 main things that I use. Is Liz here? I know that Liz was in here before. There she is. All right. So Liz did our video challenge last time, and she's joined our blueprint and just joined Content Catalyst. But Liz is like full on into, I saw this video pop up in my feed the other day, and she's typing on a keyboard, and then she's turned around and was talking to the camera, and I'm like, she's used the sound effects, and I've like got so excited. Okay, so that is where we find all of that stuff, is in here. So if I want music, I'm just going to put in, I want some cinematic music. And I might just put piano inspiring. That sounds good. Remember, this is like a sales video, so I could just click on it. And that's a bit sad. That's pretty good. Don't mind that. Can you all hear that, my computer, by the way? Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing because there's a feed. I've just got to share sound. There it is. Okay, that should be better. You should be able to hear me. Can you hear that now? Okay, let's put that under. Okay, so all I need to do is just click on the clip and see there's a plus sign, and that will automatically add the music to our timeline here, where the playhead is sitting, by the way. So if you want it at the beginning, there it is. So now you can see this is where all of your audio clips will sit. So on your desktop, you've got your main track, which is here, and then all of your other tracks will appear up the top. So as we start to layer our video with text and stickers, they're going to go at the top of the main track. With our audio is going to appear underneath the main track. So music and sound effects will be under here. Now you can see here that that's quite loud. So I'm actually going to drag that right down, and let's listen. CapCut editing on your desktop. Let's install the program, and I'm going to show you the difference between. Okay, so that's how we add music. Now, when we get to the end, I'm just going to click this here to zoom it all in. You can see that it only goes that much of the video. So if you've got a 10-minute video, you need to look at where do you want your music, but you don't normally you want to have your videos a lot shorter than that. Okay. Okay, so now sound effects. So when you have sound effects, if you go straight onto music, underneath, you've got sound effects. Now, there we go. There's a mouse click one. I'm going to put the mouse click down under here, and you can hear CapCut edit. Okay, so that's just like a mouse click. And you can see that that's now gone underneath. So now we've got the sound effect under here. I actually want to add a sticker to say subscribe to my video. So if we go up to here, then you've got your text. So if you want to put text on top of your computer, click up here and you press the plus sign, and it'll just give you the text here. And then you can just go, and when you start a video, whether it's on social media and everything, I always like to give context of what the video is about. So how to blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then you can just drag it wherever you like on your screen. So headlines, I like to stick above my head. Captions, right under your chin. Okay, so I'm like, oh, that's a bit blah. It's a bit white. Don't like that. Can I find over here. So if you've got custom fonts, by the way, this is where you'll upload them in your brand kit and you will find them over here. So I want something that looks a little bit bigger. So how to edit video. Okay. So now we have white and that looks pretty blah on there. I'm going to go down here and my branding colors are here. So I'm like, oh yeah, I want pink or I want green. No, let's go pink. Now it's still quite hard to read. So I want to bold it. That's all right. So scroll down and you've got some preset text here so it can give you the different outlines. But for this one, I'm going to scroll down a little bit more and I'm going to put like a stroke around it. And that's where you find it. If I wanted to put a glow on it, I can put a glow on it. If I want to change the glow to my pink, I can. If I want to change the outline to white, it's all up in here. Okay, so that is all you have to do to add text and edit it. Play around with it, find your style of what you like, and then come over to effects and you can actually go in and again, if you've got blue and as your corporate color or green or pink, you can find stuff in here. And there's one already in there. There's a green one. It's pink. There's all different colors in here. So you can see that this is where we are going to find all the things of your text. So now just go back over to this side. I just want to go through here. Stickers. So your stickers are things that you want to put on screen. There is a whole library of stickers and there are some awesome stickers in here. So if I want to put arrows in here, I did one with dollar signs the other day. We're going to put our subscribe one on. So now if you go, I'm just going to move that text over to here. Now when we come up, we've got to subscribe because I'm on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to push that up here. And remember that sound effect that I put on? I just need to line up the click of the mouse with the text coming on. So now we go. I'm going to show you the difference between the two. And so that's how you can add a sound effect to your sticker. Okay, so over here is your effects. So there's video effects and body effects. Go through and play around with your different video effects. And then you've got your transitions. So sometimes I like to hide, like when I'm coming in and I want to hide a cut, I can use transitions. Okay, and you can come up and pull them in here. Be careful with your transitions. Can I just say, I see people that put transitions in to disguise things, but sometimes they can just look a little bit overproduced. So I'm quite particular with different ones that I will put in and I will shorten them down as well. So when you click on them, I like this one here, the slide left. And you can see here when I put the transition on, it literally closes it. You can open it or you can close it down. So just minimize them when you do your transitions. All right, so now I've got my video. You've got filters up here and captions, and I will show you captions and I'll show you how to export things as well. All right, so that is the basics of everything over here. If you want to know more about special effects, I can animate all of my text. If I have a video and I want to animate it, I can remove my background. For advanced editing, I can mask out things. And I can also animate an image as well. And you'll find all of that stuff over in here. Keyframing, that's another thing. You know, when you've probably seen my videos that have things pop in and out, that's all advanced editing, and I teach all that inside membership. So that is all in here. Okay, you can go through and have a look at the different features, but that is the basics without going into too much. So just so we know what we've covered, we've got how to edit your video, how to add your music, how to add your clip, how to add your B-roll, how to add your text, and then how to add stickers. So they're main things that you would use in basic editing. Now I want to export this video. And what I would do is before I export it, let's pretend this is my video podcast and I want to utilize this video and then repurpose it, I want the transcription, right? Because the transcription allows me to go over to Perplexity and then pull out the show notes and also write blogs and plan out my social media content from that one transcription. But before I do that, I need to add some captions. So I can just come up to here and it will just automatically generate captions for me for the video. It'll take a couple of minutes to do, depending on how long your video is. And just like your text, you can literally just go in and change the different styles of captions. They have templates already in there. But one of the things, the more you go in and learn CapCut and set up your brand kit, you can save your presets of the text that you like. And same with your text on screen. You can save all of that and set it up as a template. It's just about there now. I'm just going to check comments while that's loading. Okay, so many tabs. Yes, I know, too many tabs on my computer as well. What do I record my podcast on? That's a great question, Louise. I use StreamYard. The reason why I use StreamYard is because I do live streaming, and if I live stream, I can live stream to my Facebook group. I can live stream to LinkedIn. I can live stream to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything using StreamYard. They also have a vertical resizer. So if you are doing even guests on there, you can actually do like vertical size on StreamYard. So I do my live streams, but I also record all my podcasts in there. I've used StreamYard forever and I like it. The other day, I think I recorded this in Zoom for some reason. I don't know why. I was probably in there doing something. But yeah, StreamYard is my go-to because, again, I like to get multi-purpose out of my content. And does it change formats easily? Yes, it does. So you can literally go in and you can have horizontal or vertical in there, and you can have guests in there. Okay, very basic question. Where do you focus your eyes to ensure your eyes are looking directly at the audience? Mine appear to be looking up or all over the shot. Is this for your video podcast, Louise?
No, it's like even now, look, I'm looking like I'm looking off somewhere. My camera is above here. I'm on my Mac right now.
Yeah.
But I often know, even if I'm on a phone, I kind of try and look at the light, the top bit but my eyes, I don't know what it is, but
I love it. I love it. Okay. So if you, and we all have this habit, especially when we're recording on our phone, of looking at ourselves as opposed to the lens, especially if you are recording in horizontal, because the lens is right over here and it's so easy to look here. What I recommend is even just get one of those tiny little Post-it notes or a little bit of blue tack or something like that and stick it right beside the lens, and it will just help to train you to look at the camera as well. All right, so just before we wrap up, you can see that my captions are all generated here. And I'm like, cool, that's okay. Remember what I said about captions, guys? I want them right under your chin, because as you're talking, you don't want people looking above. You want eye contact. So if I come over to here, I'm like, that's okay. I don't mind that. But there are all your different templates here. So you've got all your different templates for your captions here. But I also, if I go into here, if you want to edit your captions, you go back over to this side here and edit it, just so you know. For example, it never says, oh, there you go. There's one, gonna. I'm like, oh, I don't want gonna. I don't want the word gonna. So I'm going to highlight the word gonna, and I'm going to come up to here. I'm going to find and replace, and I'm going to replace it with going to, because I like proper English. Okay, so you can actually do that in your app as well. If I wanted to animate those captions, I can actually just come over to here, and there's all different styles in here as well with my captions. I like to use the We're going to go to CapCut Tools, and it's got desktop video editor. Okay. And you can see here, download for free. And so you're just literally going to click on all. So you can actually apply that to all of your captions. All right. So that's how you edit your captions. I'm going to export now. We're going to name our file Deb test. I'm going to put it in your folder wherever you want it to go. Now, if you're just doing a video, you're just going to click your video. If you are actually recording in 4K, export in 4K. I know there's a bit of controversy about that of going, the apps are going to compress it anyway. But even the head of Instagram said, if you have good quality 4K, upload in 4K. So that's that. Now, for anyone that is doing a podcast, right? So you want to actually get your video and your podcast audio out of here. You're going to click audio. And I want my captions. So this is why I love CapCut. Again, I have one editing program that I can do everything in. So now I'm literally going to get my MP4, which is my video that I'm going to put on YouTube. And let's pretend that was back in the horizontal play. And then I've got my audio and I've got my captions, so I can then get my show notes. So now I can just press export and it will export it out into my folder. For anyone that is in our membership, I show you how to set up your AI assistants. And then I go over to Perplexity here, and then I have a YouTube producer already set up. So then I can come up to here. I can pop my transcription in. Let me see. There we go. That'll do. And I can just go create my show notes because I've already got a custom prompt in here. This is fully optimized, by the way, for SEO, and it will generate my whole show notes, and I can go in and paste it into YouTube and whatever. So that is how, I'll jump back over to here. I turn one video into 15 pieces of content marketing. So that is why if you start with a really well-researched topic to begin with, that it's searchable and it's what people are asking, and I talk about this in my AI training, is that with AI search engines now, people aren't Googling things. People are using ChatGPT and Perplexity to actually search up things now. So for example, Bernadette, I'm looking at you going, people don't go to like look up real estate. They actually go to Perplexity now because it searches in real time, and they go, can you find me 2-bedroom units available in Coogee? And it'll give them all the search engine. So you want to be creating content in long form content that helps you get discovered by search engines, because everything is changing when it comes to SEO right now. So this is why I recommend starting with long form content and then making short information out of it as well to help your long form content, because it helps the search engines, the AI search engines. So out of this one video, I can make a video podcast. What I'm about to record straight after this is my video podcast. And then I then upload that into Kajabi. So I've got my podcast. I then have a blog assistant, and my blog assistant is highly optimized for SEO. So it's got my header tags, it's got my tone and my style programmed into it. And I then have a blog. So now I've got 3 pieces of long form content, which helps search engines find me. I then have my email newsletter. I then have my podcast. So my blog, I repurpose into my LinkedIn newsletter. And then I've got my short clips that I can press the button with the short clip maker in CapCut. And that'll give me there it is. CapCut editing on your desktop. Let's install the program. So and that's when it finishes exporting. That's what it comes up with. So I could actually just push that straight out to TikTok or YouTube from here, by the way, but I don't. I download it and I use my scheduler, because I then push it out to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and yada yada. So that is my workaround, but you can if you want. So then this is how you turn one video into 15 pieces of content marketing. So to me, if I can say anything when you're video editing, is to make sure that if you are going to create content, it's what people are looking up. If you do want to go deeper with me, Content Catalyst is my community. Every month we have a marketing session. We have a video editing session. Yesterday we did our brand kit. Next month we're working on our signature series. So we're actually developing our style to develop a signature series. Heather, you've got an awesome content to do signature series with. And then every month, so next week we do our content planning. So on the last week of the month, on the 4th Monday of the month, we actually do our content planning together. And what we do is we research our hero topic, and we research our what people are looking up, and then we look at our thumbnail. So when it comes to content, it's our topic, our title, and our thumbnail is what makes the impact. So that's why we have a content planning session specifically for that. So if you do want to join, Monday is our content planning, and you can join us for that. For anyone that needs a content marketing plan, I actually have created a blueprint. It's a program that's self-paced. Liz, I know Erin, you guys have done that with me, and that is essentially what will give you the actual plan for all of your keywords to be optimized in search engines. And you also get a branding kit so you can develop your style online to make you recognizable. And there's also a content manager in there in the form of a Trello board. Now, for anyone that wants to come in and just have a little, I don't know whether I just want to commit to all the time, you can actually get 3-month access for $3.97. So you get the membership and you get the blueprint if you want to come along. So that is the offer that I have today. And that's for 3 months. So you'll get February, March, and April if you do the 3 months. There is a payment program if you want to do that. That's available on the website. But if you want that particular offer, you can do that, and you get access to both of those things at the moment. So I'm just going to go back to the comments. Presuming all the music options are available are royalty free. That's a great question, Louise. Yes, you can do it. You will see and I'll just go back to up here in your music audio, you'll see whether it's used, and the captions are the same, whether it's commercial use or not. So one of the things when you are using YouTube content, for example, is that you want to make sure that it is copyright free as well. And so you can see here you've got copyright. If you had, you can also check things as well. But essentially anything that's in the music, you can use. Yeah, I've never had a problem with any of the stuff in here. I'm going through. Do you have any recommendation for length of clips, minimum, maximum for trailer? Louise, do you want to explain which trailer you mean for your YouTube channel? Is that right?
You could just read my mind, what I'm thinking. It's just like, for certain clips, because I know that, like, I've had years ago television background, it used to always be 30-second commercial or 1 minute,
yeah,
45. But for trailers and things, if you were saying, a trailer about a podcast, or I don't know, just a couple of things.
That's a really great question. I love that you've asked that. I actually did a whole blog about this on the weekend and I'm about to record the podcast very shortly after this session. If you go to my website, there's actually a whole thing on video marketing here. And I talk about ideal optimum lengths as well. And like for short form content. And this is what's actually ranking at the moment. So for example, educational content, 20 to 30 seconds, entertainment content. So that's that quick bite. Sorry, my son is like going out away for the week. He's just like came back and waved. So bye. So with those quick bite entertainment style of content, the shorter the better, because it's all about the wow factor with that. So they're just the little, make sure they've got like hook pattern interrupters in your content. Product showcases. So just play with these lengths. In saying that, when I do sales videos when you are launching, my sales videos can be like 1.5 minutes. And when I run ads to them, they will still outrank my static posts and my short B-roll clips. I will 10x the result I get with my like longer videos, 90-minute, 90-second clip like videos. Don't be scared if it's strategically made. I know there's a few of you here that have done the sales video challenge to make a sales video, and that format that I give you in that is like, will generally give you about 1 minute and 1.5 minute video but it's well made to keep people engaged. And that's why we want to make videos that are interesting, because if you were just talking for 90 seconds, like on lives and that, it's harder to keep attention, which is why a lot of creators put their makeup on and do things like make a cup of coffee when they're live to keep people engaged. So you can go,
Thank you. That's great.
yeah. So go in and have a look. I've done, like I said, a whole thing in here about what's happening with algorithms and things. So you can check that out. What program or tech equipment are you using to record? Yes. So as we said before, I'm using StreamYard equipment. Heather, I have a DSLR camera. It's the Sony ZV-10. I use a 16mm lens, so it's literally arm's length away from me. And I love it because one of the reasons why I got the Sony was because they're lightweight. A lot of the bigger DSLRs, because it doesn't have a viewfinder, it's a crop sensor camera, so they're a lot lighter in weight. So it's easier to lug around if you're doing shoots or day with, and it gives you really good quality. It's a 4K camera. And the other thing, it's interchangeable lenses. I can interchange and make like beautiful content with nice prime lenses. And the other thing, it has streaming capability. So I just have that set up behind my monitor, and that just plugs into my computer. And instead of a webcam, that's what I use to record with. So but you don't need fancy equipment. Can I just say, if you go into your phones, if you've got an iPhone, go into settings, go into camera, change your settings to 4K, and you've got a 4K camera. If we're editing for socials, would you recommend using music within the app? Yes, 100%. Try and use, so this is the reason why I actually see you, Erin, bye, lovely. So one of the reasons why I recommend editing out of app is because you have the opportunity to repurpose content. So when you get a lot of B-roll content and you actually have content, you go to launch, I can go back into my app on my phone or on my computer, and then I can just change the text and the title and add a new end screen. And I'm like, there's a new video. Like, I've just been able to repurpose the video again, and I haven't lost quality. So I know you can use Snaptic and Instatalk and everything to remove watermarks. But essentially, if you edit out of app and record out of app, what it means is then you have a quality piece of content that then can get repurposed and refreshed in the actual, editor, that you can just keep repurposing as it goes in. So that is one of the reasons why I definitely use that. So what coming back to that comment is, then I will use the text and the music as much as I possibly can in the app. The more features that you use of their app, the more they like it. In this case, so yes, so the algorithm definitely likes it when you use their features. What scheduler do I use? That's a great question. I use Vista Social, and I use Vista Social. I got it off AppSumo. You might have heard me, anyone that's followed my content. AppSumo, for anyone that doesn't know, is a bargain place where instead of paying monthly subscriptions, you can get one off. Oh, look at that. There's a deal on Snap Edit. There you go. There is a thing on AppSumo. If you go up here to social media, Vista Social isn't available now, but check out Agile Assets. That's a pretty good one. It'll do everything you need on there. So that's like $49. But the reason why I like Vista Social is because I can actually comment to all of my connected content on here. Like literally everything on here I can go in and edit
Are you
with.
sharing your screen? Is it just me? I can't see.
Oh, thank you. No, I did stop sharing screen. Thanks for that. Sorry. This is AppSumo for anyone that hasn't seen AppSumo. So if you go AppSumo, type in social media. And so instead of paying monthly subscriptions with things, often they'll have like no name, like brands, like new tech. And so they want reviews. So if you come up and type in here, you will check this one out, Agile Assets, if you want a scheduler. But like I said, with the one I use, it's called Vista Social. And the reason why I like Vista Social is if you've got an assistant and you don't want to give them access to all of your social media profiles, you can actually get them to actually reply to comments inside Vista Social. So it's all connected in one spot. There's actually about 20 apps that you can actually schedule out with, and it's got really, really advanced editing. So if you've got a competitor and you want to know what they're ranking for, you can actually go in and check that. And it's also schedules out to like Google Business and things like that. So I love Vista Social. I'm a fan of it, but if you don't want to pay monthly subscriptions, check out Agile Assets.